If you're looking for the best Garmin watch, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we have included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have Garmin Fenix 6. The Garmin Fenix 6 is perhaps the ultimate multi-sport smartwatch and certainly the ultimate one offered by Garmin. Or, well, the Garmin Fenix 6X Pro Solar is anyway, but the entire Fenix 6 range is truly top end as wearables go. The Garmin Fenix 6 will track almost any outdoor activity you could possibly want with GPS along with a heart rate monitor that even works underwater. GPS locks on fast and works reliably in our experience, battery life is impressive, and the watch feels robust, if bulky. The high price will put many people off, and if you're not sure you really need the Garmin Fenix 6, then, well, you probably don't. In that case, consider one of the cheaper options elsewhere on this list, but for serious athletes and adventurers, particularly those who don't stick to just one sport, the Fenix 6 comes highly recommended. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Garmin Forerunner 35. Jumping up another price bracket now, and we're faced with the Forerunner 35, a more fashion-conscious mid-range unit that's packing some powerful functions. The most obvious difference between the 35 and all of the watches detailed above is the introduction of Garmin's Elevate technology, which enables heart rate monitoring at the wrist. This addition means you don't have to go to the trouble of donning a chest strap before every run, and it also enables the unit to measure your heart rate throughout the day, building up a detailed profile. While this is clearly of benefit, the wrist-based heart rate monitoring of this Garmin watch is not without its faults, particularly when it comes to tracking heart rate during interval sessions. When compared to the heart rate readings of a traditional chest-mounted monitor, the wrist-based version is a little slow to react to rapid, performs better on steadier runs. The number 3 position is held by Garmin Forerunner 945. The Garmin Forerunner 945 is the best of Garmin's running-focused smartwatches. It's not quite as feature-packed as the more multi-sport oriented Fenix 6, but if all you care about is running, then this should have everything you'll need and then some. We found the GPS and heart rate monitor to both be exceedingly accurate in our review, and also praised the Forerunner 945's full color maps and up to 2 weeks of battery life. And while this is a runner's watch through and through, that's not to say it can't track other sports. In fact, there are tracking tools for over 30 different activities built in. But if you're not primarily running and at a high level, then you'll probably be better off with a cheaper or more general purpose Garmin watch, as this costs a lot and goes deeper into what it tracks than most casual runners will want or need. Next at number 4 we have Garmin Venu 2. The Garmin Venu 2 strikes a tricky balance between smartwatch and sports watch, successfully delivering the best of both worlds. Its design is understated and doesn't scream sports watch, but it's packed with an impressive array of training tools including accurate GPS, quick access to Garmin coach training plans, sensitive heart rate monitoring, cadence, splits, and more. There are plenty of indoor training modes too, and the watch even syncs with compatible gym equipment, plus third-party fitness and diet apps. On the smartwatch front, there's onboard storage for 650 songs, plus third-party music apps from Deezer and Amazon Music. You can view your day's schedule at a glance, check your heart rate, water intake and stress level, log period symptoms, receive smartphone notifications, and more. This is all made possible by the super high-resolution AMOLED display with 3 brightness settings and an optional always-on mode that allows you to see a huge amount of data at a glance without digging out your phone. A superb all-purpose watch, the Venu. The number 5 position is held by Garmin Forerunner 45. Then there's the Forerunner 45, which is a reworked version of the Forerunner 35 and was released in the first half of 2019. There are a few additional wellness features that make the Forerunner 45 stand out compared to other devices you've read about above. It comes with everything you'd expect in terms of a heart rate sensor, sleep tracking, and a variety of smartwatch features. But the highlight here may be the new body battery functionality. This is a metric that Garmin debuted in the Vivofit 4 and combines stats such as stress, heart rate variability, and your general activity data to work out your overall energy levels so you can find the optimum time to train and ensure you're not pushing yourself too hard. Overall, the Forerunner 45 isn't the most capable Garmin watch on this list, but considering it isn't as expensive as some of the devices coming up on this list, you may want to go for it. The number 6 position is dominated by Garmin Vivoactive 4S. Some Garmin watches are pretty utilitarian in design, and even though the face of a Garmin Instinct Solar isn't any larger than a typical smartwatch, its overall look can be overwhelming on a slimmer wrist. That's where the Garmin Vivoactive 4S comes in. At just 40 by 40 by 12.7mm, it's essentially a scaled-down version of the smart and versatile Vivoactive 4. Like its larger counterpart, the Vivoactive 4S boasts excellent fitness tracking with onboard GPS that locks on in just a few seconds and gives an accurate record of your runs and rides, rather than smoothing out the route as some trackers do. It's smart enough to wear all day, and with sleep tracking and an SpO2 sensor to monitor blood oxygen levels, you will want to keep it on all night as well. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Garmin Instinct Solar. The Garmin Instinct Solar isn't the only watch capable of receiving regular top-ups through its power glass screen, but it's definitely the most impressive when it comes to sheer longevity, and can theoretically last indefinitely between charges when in power-saving mode. In real-world use, that's unlikely to happen, but a few hours of sunlight mean that even with GPS enabled, you'll be able to use the Instinct Solar for days rather than hours. Another of the Garmin Instinct Solar's best features is its dual display, which shows contextual information in a small cutout, making it far easier to navigate the watch's myriad settings and options. In our tests, we found it extremely useful, particularly since the Instinct Solar has a frankly enormous number of activity tracking and fitness monitoring options. The only downside is that it's not particularly attractive with a chunky design, and that would look the office, but this is a Garmin watch designed for the great outdoors, and that robust build means it'll take more than a few knocks when you're hiking, trail running, kayaking, camping, or hiking. Tough and extremely practical. The number 8 position is held by Garmin Venu Sq. The Venu Sq is one of the most affordable watches Garmin has released in some time, but certainly doesn't look it, with an attractive design and bright colored screen that defy its modest price tag. It's packing all those core sensors like built-in GPS, a heart rate monitor, and plus aux sensor. There's dedicated modes for the likes of running, cycling, and swimming to make it a solid sports tracking companion, though in our test, we found that picking up a GPS signal took a little longer than we'd like. There are 2 versions available, the regular edition and one with a built-in music player. Whichever you pick, you will get contactless payments, downloadable apps from the Garmin Connect IQ store. If you're looking for an entry-level watch for sports tracking, then the original Venu will serve you better. But if value is your main priority, then the Venu Sq comes highly recommended. Next at number 9, we have Garmin Vivomove 3. The Garmin Vivomove 3 looks similar to the Vivoactive 4 at first glance, but is a hybrid smartwatch, meaning it has an analog face with hands that move out of the way automatically to display smartphone notifications and fitness stats on a hidden digital display. It's a great looking watch, though lighter on fitness features than the Vivomove. There's no onboard GPS, for one. Instead, you need to carry your phone to track outdoor workouts. The smaller than usual digital display also means that you get less information than with a more conventional Garmin. To drill down through your daily activity stats, you will need to delve into the Garmin Connect app. If you're looking for a smart alternative to a Fitbit, then it's definitely worth checking out, particularly now that its price has dropped significantly. If you're looking for a serious sports watch, then a Forerunner. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Garmin Lily. The Garmin Lily is designed specifically for women, with a super slim design that's a big departure from the typical chunky design of most smartwatches. You can receive smartphone notifications through the Lily. It packs an impressive range of activity tracking profiles, and there's a pulse ox sensor as well. It also puts women's health features front and center. Garmin's period tracking app is installed as standard and available with a quick tap of the smart monochrome display. Unfortunately, there are some major setbacks, the most significant of which is the lack of onboard GPS. Instead, you have to connect the Lily to your phone and allow it to piggyback off your handset satellite positioning. It works well, but is a shame for anyone who wants to walk, run, or cycle without being dragged down by a bulky phone. There's also no onboard music storage or support for contactless purchase via the Garmin Pay. It's a shame because the Lily is a lovely device. Hopefully future iterations won't sacrifice so much functionality in the interest of style. That's all for today. We upload product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe